Mi gente, bienvenido para atrás.
Llegó
el hombre. Llegó el hombre.
Llegó el hombre.
Después de un media tour.
Pachi King.
Puerto Rico.
¿Cuántos sellos te quedan para que se termine la hojita del
2 páginas, bro. La conté.
2 páginas.
Sí.
2 páginas del pasaporte. Para terminar.
De 50 páginas. 50 páginas, ¿no? Le caben 4 stamps por página.
¿Cuántas veces al año te viajas,
ya,
hermano? ¿Cuántas veces al año tú viajas, loco?
No, este año yo he viajado ya.
Aguanta, que estamos en mayo. Estamos en mayo.
DR 5 times. Then I went to. No, 6 veces.
Duraste un par de días en Colombia, ¿verdad?
Oh, yeah, Colombia. 7
Fuiste a
trips.
Colombia, exacto.
7.
5 meses va el año.
El
Y ya tú tienes 7 viajes.
7 viajes.
You wildin', bro.
No, eso está
ahora
bien.
que
That's
falta.
dope. That's good shit.
Ahora que falta, bro.
Eso está
Good
bien.
shit, bro. Good shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Next up, I can't even say it, but next up.
It's
is some
motivational,
shit.
bro.
Yeah.
That's good. You motivating people. People got to step out. We spoke about that.
Yeah, we did.
You got to leave the country, right?
Yeah.
Bro, we was born here. We was meant to die here.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Nah, bro. And then every time I'm gonna say, oye,
¿Qué lo que?
mi primera vez en casa de campo, bro.
Ay. Háblanos un poco de esa experiencia de casa de campo.
Let us know. Give us some
¿Qué es lo que
detail.
con eso? ¿Es lo que es o es otra vaina?
Motivation, bro.
Yeah.
Es una cosa rentar un Airbnb en casa de campo.
Okay.
Y una cosa ir a casa de campo con un dueño, con un socio, con una gente que tiene
Algo allá.
Con uno de los que
bro.
son.
Propiedades
exacto.
allá.
It's different, bro. So, for y'all that don't know, casa de campo está en la Romana. It's like a what we call a gated community.
Ajá.
Y para tú entrar ahí, tiene que ser un dueño o a renter.
Okay.
Pero si tú eres un dueño de una vaina, you can get people. So you can,
You can bring people.
with a pass.
Okay.
The pass, the way you do it is you send me the ID, tú me mandas el ID tuyo, y ahí te pongo una lista para entrar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y ahí te hacen un chequeo del carro, tú me tienes que salir, chequear en el baúl, toda la vaina.
Chequean los bultos, todo para estar
Sí.
seguro que todo está safe.
Si uno está hablando y va a comprar ahí, so allá, you have to be voted. They have to, the community or the other owners there, they determine whether you can buy there or not.
Got it.
Okay.
But when you walk in there, bro, you walking into quality, bro.
Una vaina bien.
Yeah, so
How long
¿Cuántos días
did you
tú
stay
duraste
there?
ahí?
Yeah.
one day. But what I've been trying to do is like now every time I go to DR, is like learn a new experience about the country. So it's like knock something out, like
Not a destination out inside of.
you know what I'm posting on IG, but I'm going over there for a lot of business, like real estate, dealing with my mother's estate and all of that stuff. So I don't really go over there to hang out, but at night,
Right.
Do what you do.
my social media is I'm gonna show you what I want you to see. I don't want you to see what I'm working on because there's a lot of haters.
Right.
I come back, there's a fucking broken window in my car in my own neighborhood.
That
Niggas threw a rock through my window.
That's your fault.
They didn't even steal anything.
I told you that was your
They
fault.
didn't even steal anything. It's
I
just a
told
rock.
you that was your
they
fault.
just did some bullshit.
Yeah, like that.
You should have never let that car park there.
Bro, I parked there anyway. When I go to work, when I'm sleeping.
I hear you.
That's one night, right?
For how many days you left it there, though?
3 days. Remember, I came back from DR and I flew straight to Chicago.
La vaina.
But el punto es, bro, is like going out there trying to learn something new or whatever the case may be, but no te da el tiempo. In DR, sooner that shit goes fast, bro. You want to sleep in, you're on vacation or whatever, but I think it's important to learn that country, bro. Dominican Republic is one of the best countries.
We have a short conversation before we started recording. Yeah, they just, I believe last year, they broke records. They had 10 million
Turita.
tourists.
Yeah, with the highest grossing in the Latin Caribbean's the highest grossing country for tourism.
tourism.
Good, bro.
I didn't know that, and we on track to break that record of 10 million. It's a lot of tourists going over there. There's a lot of people moving over there too. Maybe
You gotta
mucha
have
gente
to
que
buy
te
property
entiende,
out
¿verdad?
there, bro. You have to buy property out there.
you got to get to it now.
The projects, the way you're doing it over there is super simple too. You put 20% down, then you have to the end of the project to pay off the house. If at the end of the project, meaning, so for example, the project starts today, the project is up in 2 years, right? So you have, let's say the apartment is 120,000. You put in 20% down, so that's what, like 25,000, right? So you got 25,000 down. You only owe the remaining. So you have those 2 years to pay up that remaining. You can send whatever you want. You can send 600. You can send 500 because at the end of the day, it's to completion.
Right.
Now it's up to you where you're gonna be at completion. You could owe $30,000 by the time of completion. You can owe $70,000, depending on how much you're sending.
Right.
Now, at the time of completion, if you're a Dominican citizen and you have, bank account out there, you have credit, you can finance now.
You can finance the rest of.
So now you only owe $20,000, right? You finance the next 20. You don't have to pay that. You don't have to put that 20 up.
Right.
So it's like finding 2 or 3 partners, bro. Find some friends. Find some people y'all fuck with.
Find some friends that are on our success.
We all put $5,000
on their way.
Think about this, bro. We all put $5,000, right? That's $15K.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not. We gotta put a little bit more. Let's say we put $13K each. That's 26.
Right.
That's $39,000. Right? Yeah, $39,000. We only owe $80,000 left for the next 2 years. You said 500. You said 500. I said 500 over the next 24 months. We paid off. Now we have an apartment. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what we got to start doing, bro, because the Albanians, the Jews, the Chinese people, they're buying up all the land in DR. They're buying up all the terrazas, all the terrenas, everything is being bought by other people. And then when we go over there, we're renting.
We're renting from people that ain't even
It
from
don't
there.
make sense, bro. Like right now, when I went over there now, I didn't stay in my own property, but the trip before that, I stayed in my own apartment for the first time. Like, my first time in DR, staying in my own apartment. I saved $800, bro. Right? My usual average when I go to DR is $800 to $1,000 in Airbnb. It's the first time where I stood in my own house and saved $800 automatically.
Absolutely, that's good. That's great.
Now you put a car out there, you save another $500-$600. So now even on the money that is making you while you're here, you already went there and saved $1,400 because you didn't have to put that out.
I mean, look,
You buy a flight and you just pull up.
I
It's like you said, the Albanians are doing it, the Jewish people is doing it, us Spanish people and the black community, we should come a little more together. Bro, everywhere we go, we look around, we rent something, we buy something, it's from the Jewish people. We don't have nothing.
People hate them. They stick
La gente
together,
de
bro.
nosotros no tiene nada.
we have to
Indian.
start acting on it.
We have to start coming together more.
You know what's one of the. I'm not giving an excuse for the Latin community, but we are far. We did come here as immigrants, and we've made it very far. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But there's still things that we need to learn. Because the fact that your parents came here and all they did was work and hustle for food,
bro.
clothing, and your apartment, they did the first step. Now you, as the second,
we in charge of
now you gotta go further.
now
Change the generation. You gotta be the one to change the generation, bro.
Absolutely. Now you don't want to
The
rent. Now you
breakthrough,
want to own, right?
Going on, yeah.
You want to own now,
Yeah.
right? Then your children later on, you own 2, they're gonna own 5.
That's a
They're gonna
fact.
show. It's hard to stay together.
And leave something behind, bro.
It's hard to stay together when we all focused on working.
Yes.
We're not looking to the sides. But our generation now, we could focus on working, but we also know how to work in the system.
Yeah, it's different. Different.
You know what I mean?
Different.
So I think that we up next.
You know that.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know that.
Check this out, bro. This is
That's a fact.
Charlemagne posted this up. Charlemagne the G.
Charlotte Begain.
Charlotte the Game.
Okay.
Well, he posted this, right? It's income by ethnicity.
I saw that. Saw that.
Who posted that? Charlotte McGee?
Charlemagne the G.
Charlemagne.
Medium household income by ethnicity in the U.S.
Can I guess who's at the top? No, I
Yeah.
saw it. I'm lying.
You saw it already?
I saw it. Yeah.
Let me see if you
Who's
remember.
at the top?
I'm gonna say that they're no son los indios.
Yeah, Indian American.
Indian American.
Average household income is $152,000 in that community. Second, Filipino Americans, $109,000. Third, Asian American, $106,000. Chinese American, $101,000. Russian American, $98,000. European American, $96,000. Australian American, $95,000.
Who's the lowest, bro?
Japanese American, $94,000. British American, $90,000. Italian American, $90,000. German American, $83,000. Canadian American, $82,000. White American, $79,000, which is the majority of this country. Nigerian American, $78,000. Brazilian American, $73,000. Mexican American, $66,000. And then our category, which we fall in, Hispanic Latin American, $65,000. The average American, $63,000. Native American, $58,000. And African American, $51,000.
So when they say the average income, household income, are they
Median,
they're
yeah.
saying like
So it's per the what's this shit called? The census.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's per the census
yeah.
and then just the average
Okay.
of what we have. You know, our income taxes is
Right.
all public information. So they're
Right.
just
So
basically
even if my household's bringing in 250K, since it's an average,
it's what you report.
Exacto, lo que tú reportas.
yeah, because they're
Exacto.
talking all of
It's
everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
They doing what you tell them.
Right.
What you tell them
This
exactly.
is not New York City. This is America.
America.
Yeah, but it's more than that though. We gonna agree that it's more than that.
What?
The numbers are different.
No, because you have there's some states where the minimum wage is $12 an hour, $13 an hour.
I think that you're looking at it different. This is a census of the money that comes into a house.
right.
But when they
Legally,
say when
lo
they,
reportado.
when they say average,
Right.
because it's so many, the money now goes down. And they average it out. They're not saying, yo, in that house is 250, that house is 70.
It's the average,
that
yeah,
house
yeah,
is
yeah.
100. No.
There's
They
houses
take
that are making
all the
millions.
numbers.
Yeah.
They
okay.
take all
Yeah.
the numbers
Yeah.
and they grab an average.
Yeah. Yeah.
The average is for the Hispanics.
Tanto, exacto.
Tanto.
Yeah, exacto.
So we have it at
Because in reality,
65,882.
Tienen 1 millón, ellos
me
hacen
entiendes.
3 millones, 5
Exacto,
millones.
it's
Yeah,
more,
pero
yeah.
como un averaje.
So 65,000 divided by 52 weeks in a year is $12.50 a week. You divide that by 40 hours, which is the average work week, and that is $31 an hour.
$31 an
So
hour.
hold on.
That's $31 an hour. That's average household.
A
But
person
that's
that-
not an individual.
This is
An individual
That's a household.
Oh, that's the whole house.
Yes.
That's a
An
household.
Not one
individual
person.
that's making $3,000 a week.
$30,000 a week
Yeah.
is 3,000
That's
divided by 52 divided by 50. No, damn. 3,000 divided by 52 equals 3,000 divided by 52 weeks. What am I doing?
You multiplying it,
Yeah,
This is
divided
weekly.
by.
and then you. Yeah, so it's an average, bro. It's definitely an average.
That's $156,000 salary
A year.
a year.
156. That's good.
That's good.
Um,
Not bad.
You divide that by 52 weeks, divided by 40. That's $75 an hour, which 97% of America does not make.
That being got off.
$3,000
You said 97%?
$3,000 a week is $12,000 a month,
Yeah.
right? So that's a lot of money.
For an average person.
For anybody, it's a lot of money. $75 an hour is considered a lot as a high grossing job.
Yeah.
You have entrepreneurs, you have things, but for being a worker, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
75,
Yeah.
you're not a worker. You're in some type of leadership position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't make $75 an hour and have 7 bosses in the same facility as you. Because what's a boss making?
Right.
$75. You like this if there's
Bro,
if
$75
the hierarchy.
an hour, you up.
If the
Break
hierarchy.
it down, bro, because you can break it down. You can explain to people how you make $75, bro. Just say it. You're helping people out. He has a regular job that pays him, and then after his regular job, he goes and has a second job.
The thing is,
He's doing an above average thing. You got 2 jobs.
I don't mean this to play you at all, Jamie. George, you probably don't even know it either. So I asked about 300 people. As you guys know, I'm a store manager for Whole Foods. And whenever I've been doing my huddles and my team leader meetings, I've been asking everybody, do you know what federal tax bracket you're in and what state bracket you guys are in?
No.
No.
Do you know what you
No, I don't.
This
I
is
don't.
insane,
I'm not
right?
alive. I'm not.
All right, so 47,000 and under is 12% federal income tax.
Okay.
Wait, repeat that again? I'm sorry.
$47,000 and under is 12% federal tax bracket.
Okay.
Right.
Once you crack that 47.996, you enter the next bracket. That's an automatic 22%. So you
On the money you make.
you jump up 10% when you make over that. That's 47,995, 12%. 47,996, 22%.
You jump 10%. Over.
That 22% gets you from like 47,996 to about, I think it was 120
Okay.
at 22%. Once you crack that, now it's like one buying that to like 250, you're at 24%, and then it jumps up 28, and then you keep going from there. But it's like looking at it, right? You automatically losing now 22%. Then your state for that same bracket, you're around 6%.
Mm-hmm.
So you're automatically losing that 22 plus that 6. Well, for somebody like you, myself, yourself, we're at 24. Mm-hmm. So we automatically losing 30% of our income.
Yeah.
So right, you say 156, 30% is gone
Yeah.
to federal and state taxes.
That's crazy.
That's not counting your medical. That's not counting your dental. That's not counting whatever the fucking
These
that line
fucking
is.
taxes we got
That's-
to pay, bro.
The 7 line items. Now you have your pre-tax deductions. You have all of that stuff, and that's why I say it's a lot of money, but that doesn't mean
You get to see it.
right.
You get to see it.
That's top line.
Yeah.
Now you telling me you're making $3K after taxes? That's your total, or is that your gross? That's when you start talking about a lot of money, right? Because if you grossing,
If you grossing $12,000 a month,
that's 9,000.
Es verdad
So
lo que él
automatically,
dice.
right?
Te tienen que quedar 3 después de los taxes. ¿Tú me entiendes?
And that's when you start eating.
That's when that's when
Because
you eat.
if you're doing-
That's a fact.
Right, and that's the way we look at it. We say, "Oh, we're making 6 figures," but are you really making 6 figures? You're
yeah.
making 6
Yeah.
figures.
making
You're not,
it, but are you coming
you're
home
not
with it?
earning
Yeah,
6
you're not
figures.
Right, yeah.
Right, it's different between earn and making.
That's-
Earning is what you're actually putting in your bank account,
Right, right.
and that's why you need to like know what you're doing as far as like pre-tax deduction we were talking about earlier, right?
Right, yeah.
As I asked you, like you just got into that place, find out if there's 401k. That's how you beat federal taxes, right? You do pre-tax.
Right.
Or make yourself into an entity.
You do pre-tax. You put 20% into your 401k, which is your own money, right? So now before the government gets to go in and tax your 3K, you're taking $1,000 out of that and put it into your 401k, and now the government can only tax 2,000.
Right.
Because you said, whoa, hold on. Before you do anything with my money, I'm gonna take this $1,000 out and put it on the side for myself. Now go ahead, you can play with my money.
Now you
People don't look at it like that because now that 1,000 is gone, right? Because if you let the government touch your money, you probably make 2,200. But now you're taking out that 1,000, and now you're only seeing 1,700,
That's the
1,600,
problem.
1,500.
A lot of people-
But you like, yo, I want the extra
Yo,
700.
90% of people.
Yeah,
don't
but
like
you're
doing-
sacrificing the 1,000.
That's the problem. It's a
That 1,000 is
big-
clean.
It's
You
a
put on the
small
side for yourself.
percentage of people who sacrifice shit. You
Yeah,
feel me?
not everybody.
Not everybody's
This is-
willing to put
the
that
thing is
away,
that-
bro.
The thing is that our generation has to change that. I'll go back to that.
100%.
Right.
We got to go
Right.
back to understanding why you taking that 1,000 out and
Right.
why you taking that pay cut.
100%.
Instead of 22, you only seeing 17. It's because you're taking it out and putting it over there.
Over there.
It's your money. It's still there.
Your money.
no,
You
yeah,
can borrow
yeah,
from
yeah.
it.
No,
you can first-time homeowners.
You
there's a
withdraw
whole
your
bunch
money
of stuff
whenever
do
you
with
want.
it. And you guys know the so 59.5, you can pull out your 401k with no penalty.
No, wait.
So that's the app. That's the age. 59.5, whatever's in your 401k, you can take it out without penalty.
Explícale a la
That's
gente.
right around the corner, bro.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the people how the 401k works?
So
Porque hay mucha gente que entiende que that if you have certain amount of money in 401k, you could just take it out and leave with your money.
401k, like I said right now, 59. You can't. So the 401k plan is exactly what it is. 401,000. They saying you should have at least $401,000 by the age of 59.5 to be able to retire gracefully, comfortably.
Right.
As we know,
That's the purpose of the
that
401k.
plan was made
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Right.
401,000 is not carrying you over nothing.
Nah.
Right?
So,
So that's why us, I mean, we're a little older than you, but like you want to get in now. So I've been putting in 20% into my 401k since I came into Whole Foods. Why? Because somebody that's my age now told me these things that I'm talking about.
Right.
But I sacrificed that extra $1,000 or whatever the case may be was to have some money on the side. So that's why I now have a hefty 401k,
Right.
which I've taken loans from, which I put the money back in. And the good thing about a 401k is when you borrow from a 401k, you have to pay interest, which is anywhere from 8.5% to 11%. But
Or you pay interest.
but you pay it to yourself.
Or the interest is there.
So,
It's that.
so for example, let's say you take out 40,000 and the interest on top of the 40,000 is 7,000. You have to pay back, which is a lot. But let's say it's 44,000. That 4K that you paying in interest goes back into your account. So that 4K you're paying into yourself.
You could borrow now 44.
No, let's say because you can only borrow 50% of your 401k.
Ah, okay, got it.
Sorry, 40% of your 401k.
What happened to the other 60?
What do you mean? It stays in there. You can't take it all out.
You can never take it all out.
60% of your phone.
Has to stay in.
Why?
stay in.
Why you can never take it all out? If it's your money that you've been.
No, you can take it out. You're just gonna take a penalty of 40%. So
You're gonna get taxed.
our federal early deduction bonus or whatever is 40%.
Okay.
So if you get a bonus at work, they're gonna tax you 40% automatically. The federal government taxes you 40%.
Okay.
But also the penalty for early deduction is about 40 It's around there, like 41, 42, depending how much, what it is.
So this is there a point in your 401k where you can take out and not get taxed?
59 and a half. First time homeowners, you can use the money for a home purchase, and you don't got to pay it back. Depending what programs you're in and what you qualify for. But there's programs where you use it for a first time homeowner and you don't have to pay that money back.
Got it.
That's why it's important to have that money, but you can only do it for the first time homeowner.
Right.
And there's other things you can do it for.
There's other perks.
Yeah, there's other perks. But 401k, you want to have it because the national average of people that retire and go into poverty and have to, do all of this stuff is huge.
It's huge.
Right? So you want to be able to kind of set up a plan where when it's time to retire, you're not working. I have people in my job that are 72 years old and still working. That means they were supposed to retire 13 years prior.
That's the whole point. You should not be 72 years old and working.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like these people so a job, if you opt into the Fidelity, it's probably going to start you at a 3% 401k. That's what they're starting you at. So think about it. You worked 7, 8, 10, 15 years in that company. You probably have $60,000, $70,000 in your 401k. That's not enough to retire.
No.
But if you're putting 20%, and you only put the 20% if you're able to afford it, right?
Right.
You write down what your monthly calculations are. You write everything down. And if you could afford to put 20%, you put it down.
It's for your own good.
Because it's there. God forbid something happens where it's drastic. You go right to your 401k. You do a loan. And as long as you're in that employer, which is very important, is you're going to take a loan from a 401k that's ran through your employer, meaning I'm employed by this company. Let's say you take out $40,000 and for some odd reason you're separated from that company, which means you're terminated, you're no longer employed there. You have 30 days to pay that $40,000 back because there's no way for Fidelity 401k
Guarantee.
to deduct from your paycheck. So now they just, you know what I mean? The trust in that is you're paying back through your employer. So the 40K, you could do a 50-month plan, 40-month plan. You can put whatever you want.
So let's say, I borrowed against it. I lose my job, but I get another job that has a 401k plan.
No.
It don't. No?
It don't transfer to the other job. So
that's why it's important to know what you're doing. It's not like free money or like I game the system. It doesn't work that way.
So what happens if I didn't borrow against my 401k and I put money into it, I put X amount, and now I'm not with that employer?
If you leave your job, you could either transfer your 401k to the next employer or you could take it out. But the same penalty.
The difference is when you're fired.
No. Remember, if you leave your job and you have a loan, you got to pay it back.
No, let's say I don't got a loan, but I paid into the 401k.
And you're fired?
Yeah.
You can take you can transfer your 401k to your new employer. The emphasis on this is having a loan, having a pending loan.
Once you have a loan, that's where things get funny.
The pending loan is that your job, Fidelity is indebting this money to you, knowing that they have an avenue to receive this money back through your paychecks. Now they don't have that paycheck. They're not gonna be hunting you down. This is not a credit bureau.
Right.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is, if you don't have this 30,000, right? Let's say you had 100,000, you only borrowed 30,000. Now you have 70 remaining. You lose this job. You don't pay that 30K back. You have money in your account.
They're gonna take it.
Oh yeah, that 70K is now 40K.
Put a lien on your account.
And you still owe that 30,000. Because you have to pay the penalty.
Yeah.
So this is why
la vaina con 401k.
It's not a bad thing.
No.
But you can't take a loan. You can't take a loan irresponsibly, knowing you're probably going to pick up another job. Or you can't take a 401k loan, knowing you're stealing, knowing you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing against policy, because people don't just get fired, right? And especially jobs like that. You got 401k, especially if they're matching and doing all that stuff. You're probably not a seasonal worker or
you in.
You in.
Yeah.
I hope if you have 30K to take out, that you've been in that company for a little while, right? So you're invested. So if you're taking out a loan like that, do it for the right reasons, not to buy a Rollie or whatever. Make sure it's something that's worth it. But 401ks are very important. That's why I asked you. The main question I asked you is, does your company match? The way a match works is, let's say they match up to 50K, 50%. That means you put in 50K, they give you 25,000. They don't give you 50. They can match it up to 50%. But they'll give you 25,000. So you put in 50, now you have 75,000.
Yeah.
That's
why I told you earlier I was going to look into
This is why it's so important to be consistent. This is why it's so important to keep a job. Learn how to keep a job.
Right.
I make 16 years in Whole Foods October 2nd.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
16 or
My
something.
first,
Either 16 or
Been there for a
17.
long time.
my
16 or
first,
17.
my first real situation. I lasted 10 years.
Your first real thing.
10 years.
I mean, y'all know me. I've been on and off. You feel me with this electrical shit, but
It plays a part.
Yeah.
It plays a part for you to stay consistent at something. It helps out, bro. It builds even your character,
Yeah,
bro. It
everything.
even builds your character. You're consistent at one thing, you be consistent at other things, bro.
100%.
Every job, every business, every career, everything has a room you want to get into, or a table you want to sit at.
Right.
The job sucks because you're not at that table,
Right.
but you don't get to that table by quitting
Absolutely
or
not.
by leaving. I started at Whole Foods as a part-time team member, $10 an hour, closing Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. I just came from a business trip in Chicago where I'm taking pictures of the CEO,
Right.
billionaire.
Right.
Right? I didn't get there to be one of, well, we have 612 stores. I'm one of 612 from 100,000 employees. Right? So every time you move up a level, you become one less, right? If I become an executive leader, I'm one of 40. I become a vice president, I'm one of 12.
Copy.
I become a president, I'm one of 6.
Copy.
So you don't get to the table by leaving.
Nah, you
Yes,
gotta
the
stop.
job sucks.
Si tú te vas, te
I always tell my team members,
Bro, who wants to work?
I tell my team members all the time. Your job is harder than mine. Because when my back hurts, I get to sit down and take a. You have to work 8 hours, and the moment that the manager walks by and sees you talking, you haven't been doing nothing all day, which is not true. You've been busting your ass. But you and Jamie saw each other, and y'all talking about the basketball game, and now I'm the store manager, and I happen to walk by. Georgie's been talking all day.
Absolutely.
That's the reality of your job. So I always tell people, you're gonna be here 40 hours anyway. Move up. Bust your ass, bro. Try to get to the table. If in the future you find something else you want to do, you're gonna leave here with more experience and more money. But don't tell me being a regular team member, a regular employee.
It's everything
It's-
right now.
Nigga, not everybody got it. Have it like that, bro. Not everybody
does have it that way.
like that, bro.
No. They don't have the ambition. They don't have the thing. But
¿Me entiendes?
you should have if you're working, you should have at least a work ethic. And then hopefully you're in the right place where the people that are leading you and managing you
Or helping you get up.
are people that, observe and identify talent.
Right.
And at that point, when they put that on your table, it's time to go.
You get taken into
Yeah,
consideration.
exactly, right? But how does that happen? It's through work.
You gotta work. You gotta be there.
You can't leave.
Nope.
Right. Now,
Yo, when I'm hiring, right, I'm talking about when I post a position, 1,200 applications, bro, literally. So this whole thing of that people aren't applying, Indeed, all of that stuff, and Indeed is a company that most people use, so we go through the Indeed or right through our portal. 1,200 people apply, bro. I have to go through application after application. The main thing I look for, the very first thing, and this is advice for everybody there, you almost have to lie. If I see you work 7 jobs in 3 years,
You're not a good fit.
you automatically delete it.
You're not a good fit.
I don't even, that's a screening process.
You're not a good fit.
If you don't put a resume, I automatically delete it. Right? These are things that you just gotta know. Like if you worked in Starbucks from October 2023 to January 2024, that's 3 months there. And then you went from 2024 January to buying that Burger King.
you're a dub.
So you're working 4-month jobs?
You're a dub. You're a dub.
Right? It's insane.
I remember that when I gave in my resume after those 10 years, right? I was gonna make an attempt to go back to work. And as I'm making a resume, I'm like, yo, high school, 10 years.
It's
What do you want?
It's crazy.
I'm sitting there like, this looks crazy. No. When I turn in that resume, that's gold, bro.
Yeah.
You're walking in here golden, bro.
No, because
10 years?
No, but the thing is, right? So, for example,
What happened? How did you leave?
Your resume comes across my table. So I know. So I know you personally, but I didn't know you. I see that was like 2012, right? That it ended in 2012. Those 10 years, right? So you have essentially 12 years with no retail work experience or anything like that, right? I'm gonna ask you because you're gonna put what your relative experience is. So your last experience says 2012, and then I don't see that for another 12 years, 10 years. My question to you is, what have you been doing for the last 12 years?
Absolutely.
Now this is where you fill in the gap.
Yeah.
Right? I see relative experience for 10 years, cool. What have you been doing? Have you been an entrepreneur?
Self-employed,
Did
you
you focus on yourself?
start-
Were you back
you
to
start-
school? Now this is up to you to fill in that gap.
Right.
But now I see 10 years, and then the next 12 years you work 36 jobs.
Nah, you wild.
Hay un fallo.
Yeah,
Hay un
fallo.
fallo.
Yeah.
Contigo.
Where's the commitment, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so bad mouth and jobs too. All of these things is things that the email you use. People are crazy, bro. It'd be like that nigga 1 2 3 4 7. Boom, gone.
Boom.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
People's emails be
Pretty
crazy,
pretty
son.
lips 1 2 4. Boop boop. And it's funny because you be like, yo, people aren't hiring. Yes,
That's crazy.
but we also aren't desperate, right?
Exacto. You're looking for the right.
I have over 300 employees in my store. When I'm hiring, I'm not hiring 300 people. I'm hiring 6.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm sitting back. I'm calling 40 people to hire 6. I'm not only calling 6 to hire 6. So when you coming in, you're not the only interview of the day.
Right.
I bring in options.
Right.
You come in with pool shiesties, bro. People come in with pool shiesties. People come in all the
interview.
Oh, don't take it off in the interview.
They don't take
No, their face ain't covered, but it's like the pool shiesties
Yeah,
on and their
they
face.
roll
And you didn't take it off. People come in with attitude.
Yeah,
people come in with all type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's insane, bro. But what I tell people is, educate yourself,
Yo,
and you
that's-
gotta work. Every job, whether it's McDonald's, there's somebody in there getting paid. Be that person.
right.
Be that person. No company sucks. Positions and jobs do suck.
They do. Yep.
It just depends what job and position you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a porter? Are you the general manager?
Bo.
If you do a survey and you survey all the general managers in a company and you survey all the porters in a company, you're gonna get a different sway.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The general managers might be talking about work-life balance, but the porter's gonna be talking about
Money.
I need that.
so it depends,
Need a
bro.
raise.
You cannot tell me that.
First thing they said, I need a raise.
Yeah, bro. And I get it. I have a small niche. I came into a really good company, but that's anywhere.
I tell my
Walmart-
kids. I tell my kids.
Walmart 224 salary starting for general manager. My same
224.
224.
224?
224,000 starting
Está bien.
at Walmart right now.
Está bien.
If you're a general manager in Walmart, you start at $224,000.
Está bien.
That's before
You also have
bonuses,
to understand,
before
bro.
anything.
Not everybody wants to work. We all know this. Todo el mundo quiere la vaina fácil, no?
That is a problem that we have.
No?
That is a problem that
And
we have.
the thing is that working is easy. Find something you like to do.
Yeah. There's
It's
mad
employable.
trades out here. There's a lot of trades out here niggas could be doing.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't want to like. First, all right, let me say this. I tell my kids, right? You know, you guys are growing up, and when they say I don't know what I want to do, I tell them, yeah, you don't know what you want to do, but because you don't know what you want to do, doesn't mean that you get to sit down and not do nothing.
You got to figure it out.
You have to figure it out. You got to take a stab at
As you
something
go. Yeah.
that even if it's something you don't like, in order for you to develop what you do like. There's people that don't know how to work. You understand what I'm saying? They don't. You just don't know how to work.
Right, right.
Work is really that. It's work. They need you to do this, this, and this.
But it's called work experience for a reason. You learn as you go.
You gotta learn how to work.
Bro, I was 21 years
Nadie
old.
entra sabiendo. tú
Nah.
entiendes?
I was 21 years old, walking through Whole Foods hallways, looking at general managers like they were gods, bro. How does this person run all of this? But then you become the order writer. You understand a little bit more. Then you become the assistant manager.
You start climbing.
Then the team leader. And then you're like, yo, now I'm doing this shit easy.
They would do it. Yeah.
But it's like, yo, I remember walking by. But then I also have humility when it comes to my part-time team members. When they don't get it, you pay it forward.
Right.
That was me.
Right.
So I can't be too harsh on him. I remember how intimidating that was.
You know how it feels to be there.
And you're not gonna get that, especially as brown people, bro.
Right.
We don't. It's not what we're doing.
Right.
I just came from Chicago, 1,200 executive and store team leaders. On stage, one Dominican.
Yeah,
One out of the executives. One. People accepting those global awards, 97% white.
White people.
That's not because of a lack of opportunity.
There's a lack
That's
of.
also a lack of want, the victim mentality that we have. You gotta go.
Lo que te digo, ¿no? Que no todo el mundo tiene eso, bro. Todo el mundo quiere llegar, but nobody's willing to sacrifice, bro.
The ones that are willing to sacrifice, yes, to enjoy the fruits of their labor and travel 7 times in the first 5 months of the year.
The funny thing, right? No, hear this.
Exactly.
Let them know, boy. It's time to listen. Fill in that shoe,
Your
bro.
bank account could be
Fill in
looking
that shoe,
different
bro.
right now.